Jan here, and sCreations. My normal videos will no doubt resume in January, and hopefully Sharon will appear a bit more than she has been, but recently she's been a lot, and you all seem to really like that, and we like to do the fun, natural videos. But I mean, I do try to make my videos fun anyway. It's just why I can't help but chat to you and craft at the same time. Excuse my appearance, I've just come back from food shopping and I kept getting very wet from the rain. So rather than go and have a shower and blow dry my hair again, I just think, I don't think you're here to see me, are you, anyway? You're here to see what I'm doing. And I'm not the vain sort to be too bothered about that. I've brushed it. But yeah, so we've just come back from the UK, visiting family, giving out presents and everything. You've seen that I made them Christmas sacks and things like that, and they were thrilled to see those. My youngest daughter was thrilled because she said I can use them every year because the sacks they got were quite small, so result. But while we were there, we went into some charity shops. I didn't buy an awful lot because, you know, I don't like to buy too many clothes and things if I can help it. Really don't see the need. I mean, I see lots of stuff I'd like, but I don't do enough. I don't go into fancy bars and restaurants and things that I need anything to dress up with. And here in the countryside, no one really dresses up anyway. But if any of you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I quickly showed. I bought this book in the charity shop. That cost me £3. Surprisingly, it was only 20 originally, but it's quite a thick book and it's hardback, so I was surprised, you know, but I don't know how old it is. I haven't noticed the date on it. And this little one, and this was a Kath Kidson one, and some of you may know Kath Kidson. She does some fantastic fabrics and she's been popular for a long time, but I think she's gone out of business now. But I saw this and couldn't resist it. It's got lots of simple patterns in there. Just quickly see if I can show you some of them. And it's just such bright, cheerful patterns that she has, and it shows you about finishing edges off and things. I mean, yes, all right, I know a lot of this stuff, but sometimes you just need a reminder, don't you? When you're doing lots of things, you just need to remind that I'll look at it and think that's how I normally do it, and I might forget. Showing you about how finishing seams and how to put buttons on and things like that. So it's quite a simple book, but that's how to do applique, and look, with that you can see there as to doing applique, quilting, just about all the sort of things I like to do, applique and decorating things. I don't like just leave them plain. That's quite a sweet one as well. So there's a lot of that in here. And I love this cushion. Keep your eyes open, because at some point I may be flicking through and having a go at some of this. Serviettes, napkins, oven gloves, little aprons. So there's a lot in there. This is one thing, it's a covered coat hangers. I've got a lot of coat hangers that I was going to throw actually, and then I decided that I would cover them and make them a bit more attractive, because they're only wire hangers and they're very ugly. Whereas I can cover them and maybe put a bit of sponge on and make them a bit softer for when you've got a nice thin blouse or something, and it's nicer for that. Yep, so there's lots of quilting. I haven't actually sat properly and looked through this yet. I keep going to do it, and then there's always something else to be doing. I love this little dog. So that's that one, and this one, as I say, is hardback, and Lord knows where I'm going to put it, and you can imagine what my shelves are like. There's not many gaps, but for the two of them together for £5, I thought that was very good. Let's see if I can show you anything in this one. It's got very similar setup to a lot of other sewing books. I've got one up there, how to sew, and I've got other, you know, but this one is much fatter, and I've got, you know, similar things, but sometimes you need it all in one book, don't you? And again, it's all about tacking stitches and waxing the thread. Apparently tailors used to run the thread through beeswax to strengthen and make them less inclined to tangle as they ran through fabric. Now that's a thing I never knew. It's worth remembering, because sometimes the thread does get stuck and caught up in, and you've got some different ones on different stitches. You've got running stitch and back stitch and pick stitch on that side, and here you've got overcasting and whip stitch and slip stitch. So I mean, there's one I still need to master, and that's like a blanket stitch. I'm hoping they've got that here. Yes, they have. I used to do it at school, but I can't remember how to get to it now. There's lots of stitches actually that I do that I didn't know the name of, and I'm looking at it now and thinking that's one I do. Shows you about machine stitches, and then how to finish edges when you haven't got a overlocker, which I very often haven't because mine keeps stopping on me. I'm actually meeting with a lady who's not long moved to France, and I did ask on Facebook if there was anybody in the area that knew how to use and maintain an overlocker. I'm meeting with her in January, so that's going to be good. Hopefully she knows a bit more about them than I do, and because I'm not quite sure I'm doing the right things. Snipping curved seams. Now this is a princess seam. Never heard of that one. How to turn corners and fold in. I love it. I just love looking through, and again, even just looking at something like this suddenly gives you an idea of something. You may have a project in mind, and it'll be showing you what edging to do, how to attach things, and you think, I never thought of that, I'll do that. Loads. That's zips, buttons, how to stitch buttons in a different way just to make them a little bit different. There. Pinned hooks. There's some really fancy ones in here I'd love to have a go at. It's all about making pleats and folds. I fancied making a bag with pleats and folds on it as well. So again, you never know what you're going to see when you tune in. And sometimes I don't know till that morning. Well, as I say, there's far too much to actually show you on here, but I just wanted to let you know what I'd managed to pick up, and I'm really pleased with it. Now, if you've been watching for a while, you'll remember that I made my granddaughters, the twin granddaughters, a quilt each, like a memory quilt really. And my daughter asked me to do something with their old clothes that she'd still got stored away, and she wanted to, didn't have the room to keep them all, but she wanted some sort of memory. So she asked me if I'd do something, and I made some memory quilts. If I find the picture, I'll slot that in here as well. But now she's got another baby who's 18 months old, and obviously we can't have her left out when the other two have got a quilt. So this time I went, and there we go. I've got another bag of the baby clothes that I've now going to have to go through, cut out appropriate size squares and sew them on, or sew them together, and do what I can with those. I'm not sure I can do a full video on that because it would take too long, but then I'll have to back it, and I need to get something to put in the middle to make it more quilted. So I've got some things here for making quilting, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough for this, but we'll see. So I'm quite looking forward to doing that. I love to do that sort of thing, basically cutting up squares and things. It's quite a therapeutic thing, so it's something I'll do while I'm sitting here watching my YouTube. And so it's another challenge for the new year. So yes, that, and maybe the wire coat hangers, as I said. Just show you those. I've got a bundle of them there. Duncan's cable tied them together, but I think I'm going to try and do something with those to make them usable, because they're not very attractive, are they, as wire hangers like that. So another project on my mind, as there's always something on my mind I want to make. Sharon and I might try and get a video out after this one. We've got so many ideas on things we want to make, and people that have watched have really enjoyed watching us do it, even though we'd make a lot of mistakes. But good fun. So that's about it for now. I will see you in the new year. I'm hoping to be getting up each week again. Life does get in the way sometimes, but I do love to make, and whether it's something you'll be interested in, then I'll consider that, and then I'll decide whether I show you. I think most of you just don't care, you just want to sit and watch someone else work. So anyway, just let me wish you all a happy Christmas and a very happy 2023. If you're from America, you would say happy holidays. Wherever you're from in the world, enjoy yourselves and keep well, and I will see you in January 2023. Bye.